Reynold is an above-average height dwarf who worked in a small village as a blacksmith and was very friendly with his neighbors, making friends with whoever he could find. Despite having a simple and fulfilling life, he still felt a bit empty, like something was missing, until one day.
In Dungeons and Dragons, what you do is to create a fantasized universe of the mind in which expediency to achieve your goal is more important than any kind of moral frame of reference to your actions.
So we have a wizard now teaching the children of his magical studies.
That's kind of far out.
Mazes and monsters is a far-out game. Swords, poison, spells, battles, maiming, killing.
Hey, it's all imagination.
Is it?
This is the Heroes Era.
Welcome to the Heroes Era. I'm your Dungeon Master, Ben, and we are playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. This is session 5 of our 4th campaign together, and joining me tonight we have Bodhi as Durian.
Hi, I'm the big, mean, lean orc just trying to live long enough to read.
Chris as Scuzz.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Name's Scuzz, just a little goblin fellow, but not like one of those weird ones. Like, I'm okay. He's all right. He's a good guy.
Joel as Cyrus.
Cyrus Hammerhand, cleric, and Forge Master. My hammer is yours.
And Jason as Desperado.
Hey, yeah, I'm the Desperado, the nimble, trustworthy, merciful paladin.
And tonight we are telling a story, but we do not yet know how it will go. The players, the Dungeon Master, the dice, all of these will have a hand in how the game unfolds. This is the Heroes Era.
Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum bum.
Oh man.
Now, yeah.
And if you would, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and we are playing live on YouTube on Monday nights at, typically we will try to start at 6:30 Pacific. I mean, that's our goal. It hasn't really happened yet.
Hey,
So one day.
things happen, man. Things happen.
One day.
You can find our catalog of past games on YouTube at the Heroes Era. And, of course, our content does include descriptions of graphic violence and moderate language, so please be advised of that.
Yeah.
Aye.
Check out the old episodes. I might be a little bit biased, but they're great. I listen to them while I'm at work, and it's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun. Bodhi, will you take us through your notes from last session to kick us off here?
All right, this is all you need to know. I got shanked in a crypt. All right, that's the recap. But seriously,
That's quick.
that is quick. That's a quick recap. I'm just skimming my notes real quick. Please bear with me. We meet up in the tavern after we got done holding off the waves of goblins. We check up on, whoever's alive and who's dead, and we do a tally count, and 4 villagers have died, and the rest have been stabilized at the very least. Books, the boss goblin took some, magical-esque books to try and read them, but we caught him, we interrogated him, and then we thought about maybe letting him go, but then we just ended up killing. Oh no, we let the townsfolk kill him. We threw him to the wolves, and they took care of him. But because him and the other villagers died, we had to go ahead and deal with the bodies, because they tend to get up and start walking around, and that's no good for anybody. So we get the scepter back from the bookkeep after he's figured out what it is. We find out that Books is working for the Queen Jude. We help make some food for the townsfolk after, the whole fight was over, because people were hungry and tired and exhausted. We have a little bit of a discussion about the ATK. There's a cleric at Therazessa that left with them that was going to bless these bodies and give them last rites that their families wished for before they went ahead and buried them or washed them in the river to take care of the whole getting up and walking around, becoming undead issue. But they were expected back in 3 days, so they hired us to watch them in the crypt, and they're paying us 100 gold from the church. During some little minor time off in the crypts while we're waiting, Scuzz infused some of our stuff with some magic. Cyrus upgraded my great axe temporarily, and then we found Scud running towards us with a warning from Milo, the one racist town guard that sounds like he's 16 but he's 32. That there are some dark walkers that are coming for the corpses. We've greeted them, but we're a little suspicious of them because we're told to guard these bodies, and the guy comes up saying there's a threat, and it feels like we're being lured away. So everyone leaves, but Durian stays behind in the crypt to make sure nothing happens to him. Something did indeed happen to him because Durian got shanked by the Dark Walkers after Magical Darkness was cast, and he barely got out alive. He met outside with his friends, got a little bit healed, and then we went inside and we just started going to town on them, killing them, taking care of everything. There was two cronies, 2 henchmen, and there's one, elder Darkwalker who was using this little blood ruby to bleed blood from his hand and dripping onto the corpses to wake them up. Of course, we cut them all down. Only one of the corpses comes back to life. That was the town folks, and we hopefully didn't damage the body too much. After killing them all, we loot them. We find the blood ruby that I keep describing as a strawberry because that's what Ben said. I latched onto it. We squeezed it, found out how it works. Actually revived one of the henchmen that was dead. Killed him, stomped him on the ground until he died. And then, for reasons I can't fully remember, Cyrus wanted to smash it with his mace to see if he could break it. And a bunch of blood went everywhere, and then we ended the session. So I don't know if Ben has a curse, or is gonna blow up and kill Cyrus, or what's going on there.
Cyrus knew that the Stone of Reawakening was the work of a necromancer, and it seemed as though most of you feared the dark powers that it held.
I wanted to keep it, but they wouldn't let me.
I think you wanted to eat it because it was a strawberry.
Well, it was a cool. It was like a cool red strawberry,
I didn't like the way this was going, so I'm like, I better get rid of this quick.
Which is objectively the better move.
That is where we left off last time, with Cyrus bringing down his hammer upon the Stone of Reawakening.
It's Mace of Disruption.
There's a loud crunch and a squishing sound, and fragments of the stone explode outward violently. Some of you had stepped back a little bit.
We all stepped back.
I was the only one.
We were behind a black shield like in Mythbusters. We were watching from 60 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
we were all very clear about
went that far with it, but
I think at the very least it was 30 feet away. I remember specifically telling everyone to step back.
So
I remember saying something about equipping my bomb suit. And,
I have an EOD bot watching around the corner.
Hey, don't you have that in the notes, Bodhi?
Yeah.
Let me look at him real quick.
Yeah.
you are prepared for what happens as the stone does explode in many shards. Will you all please make dexterity saving throws?
I'm so good at those.
I'm guessing this works with Danger Sense, Ben.
Would Bless still be active? Because I would argue this is still within a minute of
the fight.
Of the fight, yeah.
There's a fair amount of conversation, and the blessing happened at the beginning of the fight, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it only lasts a minute.
I'm afraid Bless may have worn off by now.
Dang it.
I had it tied to my roll, but just ignore the 4.
Got a 17 on my dex.
I'm gonna use.
I got 13.
I'm gonna use a use of inspiration on this to roll with advantage.
You are in the epicenter.
Oh, smart.
That's why. I feel like if I get caught,
sure, you are
I'm gonna
ground
be
zero.
in problems.
You did pull the hand on the pin
That's
on the
good
hand
use.
grenade, and you still have it in your hand. You're just watching it as it goes off.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
Oh my
That's a
God.
10, Ben.
Okay.
Oh no!
A 17
Oh
from
my
Scuzz, a 20 from Desperado, 13 from Darian, and 10 from Cyrus.
So only 16 for me, Ben. I had the bless on there by accident.
Ah, okay, very good. 16 and 17, with those rolls, you're able to avoid the shards as they explode outwards. However, Durian and Cyrus, shards of the stone pierce your skin. And as you look down at your fresh wound, suddenly these shards have small legs and claws, and they begin to burrow into your flesh.
Ugh.
Will you please make Constitution saving throws?
Oh, that I'm good at. Yeah. Oh, that I'm not good at. Apparently, I got an 8.
Okay.
Come on.
I feel like, again, this is going to be important. So I'm going to use my
Yeah, I
inspiration.
regret not using my inspiration on this, but I figured I'd have a 5 to this.
Yeah.
I would do well. I guess I'm cursed. It's fine.
A 13.
I think we're
13.
getting. I don't think we're getting out of this, Joel.
I don't think this is a good one.
The
yeah.
shards disappear as they burrow into your legs or arms, and they momentarily leave a lump that then disappears. But it also leaves a bleeding wound as your body absorbs the shards from the Stone of Reawakening.
I quickly get away from any corpses on the ground.
Interesting.
You feel strange and a bit sick. And mechanically speaking, we'll just clear the air here as to what is going on. So, actions in combat represent exerting your abilities. So whenever you do so, you will lose 1 hit point. So every time you take an action or a bonus action, lose 1 hit point.
Okay. So you're telling me I have tumors?
That even include
you have
if
an
I- if
open
I'm, like,
bleeding
moving?
wound that will affect
Oh.
you as you exert yourself in battle.
All right. Well, not the worst.
Why?
For I actually quite benefit from this. In an odd way, I do benefit, but I can't imagine this is great for the cleric who.
Fine.
Yeah, I look over to Cyrus. Ow.
It's like a disease or something, Ben, that they might have.
Yes, something of a curse, no doubt.
I am not proficient in anything that would be helpful.
If it's
So
you're gonna fix this, right? I mean, you're the Healy guy. This is what you do. You're gonna fix this, right?
this is a weird one. I don't think I can.
Great. Love it. Wonderful.
It might be a little beyond my capabilities.
So you have dispatched the ones who came to resurrect and steal the corpses from the crypt. I believe that you left their leader unconscious rather than slaying him outright.
Look at my nose.
Sounds like something we would do.
Yes.
Yes, captured and still breathing. We did leave him alive.
Okay, and I will leave it to you all to decide what to do next.
Can I just say really quick, every time we refer to Cyrus as Healy, or the Healy cleric, I just imagine this dwarf in full plate armor leaning back and skating across the campsite.
It's rad as hell.
Yeah. There goes our Healy cleric. Okay, we can get back to being serious now.
So I'm just kind of like holding my open wounds. You know, I got some on my chest. There's a bunch of just like cuts on my pecs. Ow. So
you look way tougher.
Yeah, I look great. Let me just tell you, I look great. Do I feel great? It's a little iffy, but I look great. Scuzz?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you? I mean, that thing was that strawberry was like magic. So can you like?
Yeah, I could tell you from over here that thing was gonna explode. That's why I went around the corner.
Can you?
I don't know why you was just standing there.
I thought I was far enough away, but I guess not. I got ricocheted.
Yeah,
So
again, that's why I went around the corner.
So I'm pleading to you all to help me because I can't. There's nothing I can do for myself. You know, you're all magic people. I use this. This is it. So I hold my axe. So go about with the magic fixing.
I don't know if magic is really the right word for what I do exactly, but either way, this sort of thing's not really my area of expertise, as it were. I mean, I can heal some basic wounds, but I'm really my set of skills is more about getting blood out of people, not keeping it in. So,
Ben, could I try to see if I know if this is more of a curse, like if it's intentional?
Yeah, that's what I want to figure out too. If it's a curse or it's like a disease, like something is.
You can make a religion or arcana check as you wish.
I'm so good at those.
I have neither of those.
I'm gonna go with religion, Ben.
Okay.
Just because I think that's more.
Yeah, my religion skill is better than my. I can't help though because I'm not proficient with it, but I could. I don't know.
Can I make a check?
I skipped a lot of classes in church, you know, but maybe
would sleight of hand help?
Maybe I heard something.
Durian, if you wish, you can make a check with disadvantage.
A religion or a what now?
Religion or.
Can I do it? Maybe I'll use guidance. I'll see if maybe the lady I serve can help me in this.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Where is my guy?
Oh no! I crit on the disadvantage.
Guidance, and then
that's cursed.
I'll use religion.
Something's cursed.
And just see where it goes. 19.
Something's not good here.
Okay. It's definitely some kind of lasting wound. Likely a curse from this necromancer's work having been destroyed, and then, having these shards
I know that
bury into their flesh.
Well, I know that the lady that gives me my power, in lay on hands, I can also cure poisons and diseases. Do I know if that might help with this?
You could certainly try, but you might assume that this is beyond the power of that at this point.
Right now, I would assume that maybe I couldn't do that because
Right.
you can hear. I can put it in the here. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Lay on hands. The bottom paragraph, alternative, where it says alternatively.
Sure. It seems more of a curse from the power that was imbued within this stone, rather than a poison or a disease effect.
Is there
a magical effect that's taken into them as
Yes.
opposed to
Yes.
Okay.
a river of water nearby? Are we?
You are in
Can we just-
Riverside, and you also know, if you need guidance or information on this, people who might come to mind, maybe Sokel, the cleric, or perhaps Athena from Athena's Apothecary, who you dealt with earlier, the half-orc.
We're expecting the cleric to come back, right?
Yes.
I was going to
day
say
or
that.
so.
I was going to say that we are expecting them. I expect them to be more Perhaps.
Should we inspect the crypt just to make sure there's no other baddies around before we leave? I mean, we were hired to oversee this place, you know, and it seems like whoever got in here, I don't think that they snuck past us when we were outside. They seem to maybe have come inside from inside.
I will say, I think if I just like sit down for a little bit, I can tough this out, no problem. Like I'm good to wait for the cleric to come back. I mean, I was just gonna like wash myself in the river and see if I get better while we wait. But if there's not one nearby, I'm willing just to sit in here and just, you know, sit down for a little bit and keep guarding like we're paid to do.
If I can admit this,
it
I do
seems to
regret
not
my actions.
You're fine.
Desperado, if you wish to inspect the crypt, you can make an investigation check as you look around.
Sure.
Sure. Perhaps walking
and again,
into
I
the
think
cave area and.
Yeah, I think I might use guidance for this as well. Just like, kind of like reaching out to the lady of the lake and see if she can help me with this.
Okay.
Investigation. Ooh, natural 20, which becomes a 19, plus 1 is 20.
Okay. As you do look around the crypt, and Durian relays some of the details as to, you know, how he was attacked. You also recall that there was a darkness spell cast upon the entrance to the crypt. So you don't seem to find any other entrances or exits deeper within. And perhaps you come to the conclusion that they did in fact use the main entrance. For that is where their Shroud of Darkness was cast.
I couldn't see. I had my back to the wall, and I got stabbed from like the right and the left and the front, but not behind me. So I was trying to see if they were ghosts or not, and I smacked one pretty hard. I don't think they're ghosts. I think they just came down the stairwell.
Okay. Maybe we should perhaps we could find some tracks. Maybe we can track back where they might have come from.
I mean, Milo said he saw them. He said they came from the bridge.
And if you recall, it was Scud who delivered the warning that Milo was preparing an ambush. And then, so you went with Scud, and Milo was nowhere to be found during the ambush. Or, you know, where there was supposed to be an ambush.
He didn't show up.
And then you also suspected that something was amiss. Right.
We were waiting, and then all of a sudden nothing seemed to happen, and then all of a sudden Durian got ganked.
Cyrus did grab Scud by the leg and brought him back to the crypt.
He was acting weird, right?
You were quite suspicious of him.
Yeah,
when battle ensued, you know, it required your full focus. Scud is nowhere to be seen right now. He's not at hand.
This guy is your brother?
Yeah, what's going on with your brother here, Scuzz?
He bails like all the time.
I don't.
He was taking pot shots at my friend Cyrus during the battle last night, and now
he
this.
shot me too, or at me.
Yeah. No. Listen. I know. I don't know what's going on. This isn't like Scud though. This don't make any sense. Something's wrong with him. You know, like
I believe you. Something is wrong with him. Yes.
No, but I mean, like something's not right. Like something's taken over him. He's doing weird things. It doesn't. Either somebody's got something on him, or something's doing something to him. Remember, I told you guys before. I was like wrapped up with some weird spirit thing, and then like it left me and went into him for a little bit. Maybe it got back to him. I don't know, but like, I'm telling you, like this isn't. If this was just, listen, if it was my other brother, if it was Skull, I'd be like,
yeah. There's another one?
Oh, listen, let me tell you about Skull. You don't want to meet Skull. He's not a nice fellow.
I look myself toad at top of my nose so I can see. I think I'd be fine meeting a goblin named Skull.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear about what I'm saying here, Durian. Did you kick Skull's ass? Yeah, you could kick anyone's ass. Look at you. Oh my god. But Skull, unlike most, might give you a little bit of a run. He might get a hit or two in, you know. And I don't want that pretty face of yours getting messed up. All right, so, but just trust me, guys. This is not right for Scud. I don't know what's going on. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't need to be stopped. He does. I'm just saying, you know, please don't smush him into a pile of green goo when we stop him. Okay?
Look, I got hit in the chest by a bunch of fairy tale folklore cartoonish shards that grew legs and burrowed into my chest. I'm not really concerned about looking good. I mean, I don't have the prettiest face in the world. I know that.
You don't
have to tell me.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Hey, you know, for a guy that gets hit in the face a lot, you look great.
I don't know how. I'm pretty tall.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know how either. But
look, I think your brother's a weirdo and he just keeps running away all the time. But
I didn't say he wasn't a weirdo.
I do think he's getting the raw end of a deal because he's just constantly being, I don't know, blackmailed.
Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea.
Can goblins even be blackmailed?
Oh, for sure. You know.
Oh, I thought you guys were like shameless.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, you know, sort of depends.
Hey, you guys are like,
shameless.
Oh, I killed a guy. I killed someone, and then you run around with their clothes on. I'm like, what is this?
Well, you know, maybe there's different sorts of things that we get embarrassed about. You know.
I guess that's true.
Should we maybe try and find this cleric that's coming back, and maybe they can help our friends here?
They'll be back soon. It's best we wait here.
Should we wait here? Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to Milo?
Milo. I mean, from what you told me, he didn't show up, and Scud, classic Scud, was just, you know, brainwashed again. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Milo wasn't Milo, but one of these little goons, and I just like kick a dead body of one of the lesser acolyte guys. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those guys in disguise, you know, saying, "Oh, there's a bunch of them coming. Let's go do a." Well, that doesn't make sense though, because they would rather just us not know that they were here, because then we would have no preparations.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess if they're trying to draw people out of the crypt, then that would make sense. I don't know. I think it was them that was disguised as Milo, telling Scud, who is famously susceptible to mind control, to you know, tell us and get it and draw us out.
Likely.
I think we just wait, just hang out, finish the job, hope the cleric comes back on time, which I don't think she will, and get her to cure us of whatever this is.
So you know that the cleric Sokel and the rest of the ATK should be returning after 3 nights of watching the crypt. You have successfully watched for 1 night, and then this debacle happened during the 2nd day. You know, it is getting later into the evening, and Little John has some food delivered to you from the Black Onyx, along with drinks. And is there anything else you wish to do for the day, or are you just going to be, you know, tending to your wounds, watching the crypt, and staying local to that area?
Scott?
I wanted to check the elves, I think, that were right, that attacked us.
Yeah, the Dark Walkers.
Right,
the Darklings.
These would be called Darklings, yes.
Darklings?
Oh, sorry.
These are fey creatures.
Did they have any weapons, any armor on them?
Sure. They all seem to be wearing leather armor. And their leader has a normal short sword, and the other 2 henchmen carry daggers. And they each have several daggers. We'll say 4 each.
They were good with those daggers. I mean, whoa, you
there
guys
was
would
3
have
of
been
them,
dead.
right?
Yeah, 3 total.
Yes. So 8 daggers and a short sword, along with 3 suits of leather armor. Now, 2 of these creatures were small sized, so 2 of these leather armors would be crafted for small creatures, and 1 was medium, their leader.
Did you say one of them had a short sword? Oh, would you guys mind? Did they have a like a belt and a sheath for it? They were wearing?
Yes.
Would you guys mind if I strap that to my my pack for now? I've been looking for one to go with this one I found on that the satyr had that we dropped.
Go for it.
Does anyone mind that? No.
I'm not gonna use it.
And Ben, did they have any gold on them?
Yes, as you search, actually, you find a few different things on their person. You find a pouch of dust.
Dust.
And the pouch seems to be carefully closed. As you open it, it seems to be full of this dust. One of them also has a fine pair of gloves. There's a flask of whiskey, a bag of coins, and a bag of gemstones. Scuzz, you recognize actually that this dust is dust of corrosion. This is a magical kind of dust, and you guys can look up what effects it has. And you also sense that the gloves are magical. These are gloves of thievery. The bag of coins has 12 gold pieces and 17 silver pieces. And the bag of gemstones have 7 lapis lazuli that are worth 10 gold pieces each.
Wait, who's pulling this stuff out? Was it Cyrus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Sorry, can you repeat the last the gold and the gem amount?
Sure. 12 gold pieces, 17 silver pieces, and 7 lapis lazuli, I think is how it's pronounced. Forgive me. And those are 10 gold pieces each.
Good. Oh, Cyrus, hey, be very careful with that dust there. Keep it off of your armor. That's dust of corrosion. You get that on any armor, the metal, anything metal like that, it just eats it away, rot it out like 100 years. Basically ruin it. I know how much you love your equipment. I don't want you getting anything messed up there. So make sure you keep that packed up tight. Keep it away from anything that you care about. But it is something that could come in handy. Should say maybe we dealing with somebody who's got some armor on that we maybe don't want them to have.
Or like a lock, or like a big door.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, those gloves there that you found,
Before you even finish, I just toss them to you.
All right. And Scuzz puts the gloves on, and as soon as he puts them on and he does like this, they vanish off of his hand, as if they're not there.
Huh?
Very nice. And you
These
do
gloves
have,
are invisible while worn.
You have a +5 to sleight of hand and dexterity checks made to pick locks.
I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Ben, you mentioned that Little John brought some food.
Yes.
Once he's kind of done it, brought it, and left, I'll cast Purify Food and Drink on it.
Oh yeah. May or may not be poisoned.
Scuzz has already eaten like half of his plate. He's like, what?
Oh, he's fine, you know.
I have proficiency in con saves. It's okay.
I have a thing with people making food for me, guys. It's just
I mean, hey, you know,
once bitten, twice shy.
So you discover these useful items, and the leader of the Darklings is still alive.
Oh yeah, we're gonna kill this guy, or Oh, what's going on there?
And is there anything useful we could learn from them?
I mean, they're new. You know, they're not goblins. They're not ATK. They're not a weird satyr guy.
They're still Fays.
They're still Fays, so they might be with satyr guy.
The Fays have been messing with us a lot.
I hate them.
Ugh.
You want to talk to them?
Not particularly, but we should.
All right, I'll
Yeah, we should.
They're like a pillar down here, Ben.
Yes.
Or is it just all like, I'll tie him to the pillar then.
Okay.
Make sure his feet are tied, his hands are tied, and then I'll, rope in between the fingers. Classic spellcaster restraints.
Okay. You have time to tie him up well.
And I'll just be like sitting down on a wall next to where he's at. I'm just gonna be eating some food, just watching him, waiting for him to wake up.
He does wake up as you are finishing your meal. He starts awake and struggles momentarily before relaxing and sighing.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? You kind of stabbed me real bad, and I don't like that. Guys, he's up. Anybody want to do the whole talkie? He's here.
I'll walk over, draw my rapier, and put the tip of it right next to, right up to his, right pointing at his throat.
Oh, all right, we're starting there.
If you're going to kill me, kill me.
Why were you here?
For sport. For game, for the hunt.
That tells me nothing. You're going to have to be more specific.
For the queen, for her hunt. She wishes to have game to hunt. And
You talk about this queen like I should care or know who she is.
I think you do know.
Pretend I don't.
The queen of air and darkness, Lady Jude. There's no other queen in this region. Like I said, I was merely delivering her game.
How will she feel when you don't return?
She'll be upset. But she has others who do the same for her. And besides, she prefers live game over this reanimated filth.
You aim to defile our natural world with these trinkets that you bring, gesturing at the broken, what did you call it? An apple durian? Apple.
Strawberry.
Jim, excuse.
Strawberry.
Yes, that was a gift from the master.
Who is this master? I thought you had a queen.
Master of the city, of course. The queen does not want the city, she wants the mountain.
Do you work for both of these?
No. My allegiance is to the queen. The stone was a gift from the master to the queen, and she was letting me use it.
So it is this master that you talk about that would defile the natural world that we live in right now?
The place has already been ruined by giants. I don't think that he'll do any worse.
But he would not look to fix it. He has looked to carry on the work the giants have done.
I don't know the designs of the master, but he has some allegiance to the city, it would seem. There are those that work for him, and there are those that are loyal to the queen, and we have all made an agreement of sorts.
This master you speak of, does he oppose the giants, or he works with the giants?
No. Nobody works with the giants.
It would seem like the giants are the ones that are causing most of the problems around here, and you are just piggybacking on their hard work, but reaping the spoils all the same.
We're just looking for a good time, a bit of sport. The Feast of the Moon continues longer than it usually does, and we grow tired of hunting boar and other creatures of the like.
So you hunt the good people of of Riverside, where we are. You hunt them instead.
The Queen likes prey that is able. The stronger the better.
The people here are not prey. You insult their good names by calling them prey.
When we take them to the game, they become prey of the great hunt.
The people here are not for your games.
Some of them have been. More will be in the future.
My friends, do you have anything else for this gentleman? Otherwise, I will relieve him from this world.
Do you know what the agreement between your queen and the master was? You said they had something going on there?
The queen will help the master take the city. The master will help the queen take the mountain from the giants.
Right, and that's totally gonna happen with no backstabbing from either side. That was my only question. I mean, well, no, I got another question. Are there going to be more of you coming to Riverside? Are you spread out all over the land masses, or?
Riverside is not our only mark. There are the ports. We find good prey there. There are still some within the city that linger. We take them. We do not want to deplete the, let us say, wildlife of the city.
You clearly have no remorse for your actions here. Is that fair to say?
I acted under the command of my queen. Why would I regret that?
And I'll drive my rapier through his throat.
Very good. The Elder Darkling is slain.
I'll pull it out, wipe it off on his clothes, and then sheathe it, and take my hat off.
So is it during that entire interrogation, Scuzz was not there with them. He was around the corner at his little makeshift workshop that he had set up, working on his latest sort of creation. So during this whole tense interrogation scene, there was the sound of clanging and hammering and cursing in Goblin and various sounds like that going on. And then after Desperado stabs the guy in the throat and he falls over with his gurgling sound, Scuzz finally pops around the corner. He's like, "Oh wait, can y'all keep it down over here? I'm trying to do something." Oh, you killed the guy.
Yeah, no, it's over now.
Oh, was he useful at all?
He told us some stuff.
He has no remorse for his actions here, and mercy was not necessary in this case.
Yeah, fair enough.
Scuzz, basically the rundown is these Fey guys are getting tired of hunting like normal animals, and they want to hunt people because they might fight back, and so they're taking people from a bunch of different towns, and this was just one of them.
They see the good people as sport here. I don't like that.
Oh yeah. No, the Fae sort of look at us like rabid coyotes. So yeah, that makes sense. Well, waste not, what not. Did anybody check to see if he's got anything good on him? And I start just digging through his pockets.
We already did. What do you
already did?
You're ahead in the game, Scuzz. Yeah.
Sure, there's nothing.
That's why you got the gloves.
That's right.
Got the gloves.
I was thinking about it.
No worries.
Well, they're invisible. You'll forgive me for forgetting about them. I'm sorry.
So it seems, my friends, like they're just going to keep hunting and having their fun with the good people of this town.
I don't think so immediately. I think there's a little bit of time that we have before anything else happens.
And you mentioned the ports too.
Oh yeah, I mean those. I imagine some of them aren't doing too hot. He said something about not wanting to deplete the wildlife, so they don't want to take everybody, or else they're gonna run out of places to steal people from. So,
yeah,
as morbid as it is, they're not going to like murder all of Riverside or steal all of Riverside.
Forgive me, my friend. You say they're not going to take everyone. I don't want them to take anyone. I feel that no one is their sport. None of the good people of this land are their sport.
Yes, but also
don't. Yeah, I'm not going to give them consolation for only taking some of the people. They're taking none of the people.
But they're also trying to take people who are already dead. And he said that she didn't want or prefers people that are alive, instead of like undead creatures. So why were they going after some undead people? Is it because it was just like easy, They're already out of the way.
The dead should stay resting. And how do you feel, Cyrus, about this? I mean, your gods wouldn't like this, I'm sure.
No, this goes against Brahm's teachings.
I'm just wondering why he went after dead people instead of alive people.
Well, I think they didn't want the dead so much. They just wanted to cause trouble.
Yeah. Much as
That's
the
true.
chaos.
I don't know. I got no problem with the undead or whatever. The soul's at rest. The body's just leftover parts. So like if they're using it for something, that's fine. But like, I mean, it'd be better they use that than using living people and hunting them down. But either way though, you don't come in and steal a body either. That seems disrespectful. Yeah, it's not like the appropriate way to do it. So
I've got a couple like metal items just hanging around now, and I haven't had a chance to use this yet. So I was wondering if I could use Channel Divinity Artisan's Blessing.
Yes.
So I wanna. You can basically make objects worth up to 100 gold pieces. So I want to take all of these like metal items that I'm carrying and just convert them into straight gold coins.
I'm not sure that's exactly how that works.
So I'm assuming I can make an item up to 100 gold pieces worth. And it does say that you can make things like ammunition, so more than one.
It says you can create a duplicate of a non-magical item that contains metal.
But you're trying to turn them into coins themselves, is that right?
Well, it does. It's a magical effect. It converts stuff. So it doesn't have to be like from steel to steel. As long as it's metal, it still works.
Right,
So,
but but it is kind of specifying what you can create, like
I think
it
the 100
contains metal, but you can create something like a simple or martial weapon, suit of armor, ammunition, set of tools, or another metal object. And then it also cites equipment, the equipment section for examples of what it can create.
Okay, if I can't make coins, could I make something like jewelry?
Yes. you could make jewelry that you might be able to sell, I imagine.
I'll do that then. I'll make like a gold coin or some gold necklace.
Okay.
Nice.
Ben doesn't want to give us a money printing machine. We have
Yeah,
to work
no,
to
that's
sell
the-
it.
If that's how
that
it,
looks good, Cyrus.
I'll just melt it down later. And
No,
turn it
that's
into
okay.
coins.
Listen,
It's
no.
Well, that goes against the minting
jewelry.
process.
I know some people. I know some people in town. I know some vendors that they sell like jewelry and stuff. I get you a good deal on them. We'll see if we can sell that.
Is it fencing if you take stolen items and melt them into something new?
Well, the idea is like I don't want to have to carry all this stuff and add to like my
weight
capacity. So if I can turn it into a more precious metal, then it's already better for me.
I mean, I can also carry a ton. So, I just get a bag full of stuff. I'll carry it for you.
I might grab the little like there's
Also
like
also my what do you call it? There's not like a crazy amount of uses for this channel divinity. So if I've got one in my back pocket, I'm gonna use it as often as I can.
after you finish doing all of your work, I'm sure there's like little like scraps and little shavings and bits left over, and Scuzz is gonna be like on the ground gathering this, like, hey, Cyrus, you're gonna use these because I can do some stuff with this. Just like stuffing them into his little pouches and everything.
I noticed how he didn't ask. He asked after he started grabbing them. You didn't wait.
It's better to ask for forgiveness
than
permission sometimes.
So you've eaten and done some crafting, and channeled your divinity into these new items. I suppose I'll have to think more on it, but in this instance, you can create jewelry out of the items that you've acquired. And so I would have evening come, and if you are all ready to rest and take your shifts to watch the crypt.
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay. How did we do it last time? Wasn't it Desperado would sleep first and he'd be awake for the rest of it?
Pretty much.
So we just have find two people who wanted to.
Or I could stay awake for the first and go sleep last too. That might make more sense because then I awake for the rest of that day. So if I go last, but I only sleep for like half of it, I only need to sleep like 4 hours.
Got like brand new bling bling. It's like a nice Cuban chain. It's nice thickness.
Oh, nice. How long would it be overnight? Is it like 10-ish hours?
I'm
like
tired.
8 to 8. How long would it be?
I want to go.
As far as the amount of darkness?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, exactly.
We're
pretty far north, I guess, right?
Right. The Golden Dragon has been visiting for longer periods of time because of the turmoil in the region. Of course, Shograflees is the sun. So I would say that there are maybe 8 hours of darkness.
Okay, so two of us take the first half and two of us take the second half.
Sure.
That's fine. So as you guys rest, we'll have you all level up to level 3. This is a pretty pivotal level change. We'll address one player specifically, and this would be Desperado as a paladin. And in your sleep, when that time comes, you have a vision, and someone that you are familiar with comes to you, and this is the Lady of the Lake. What do we call her? The Red Lady.
Yeah, she's like the Red Lady in Dunsmuir Lake. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying not to rip off the Arthurian Lady of the Lake.
And so
Oh, that's where
she
you're going.
appears as a knight in shining silver elven plate mail. She has pale skin and jet black hair. Sometimes, and in this instance, when she appears, she does have blood splattered upon her face and armor. She speaks to you. You have done well, Desperado. You have shown yourself to be a beacon of hope and light. I am here to commend you and to lend you my powers if you will swear an oath to my cause.
Absolutely, I will.
I think our causes are intertwined. I
Wait.
wish to find the one who can aid Dunsmere in his fight against the Girabolsh.
Ah, interesting.
There is one who has uncovered the mystery of its tentacles. Your brother, Silverado Theos. But he has gone missing.
It would, definitely our paths are intertwined in this, my lady.
I do not think that Silverado is dead, because he has not passed through the Soul Storm. But I do not know his
I feel this
whereabouts.
too. I feel this too. I feel like I would. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I would have been able to. I would have felt something. I would be able to tell, in some way.
When you awaken, swear your allegiance to me, and to the cause of finding Silverado.
I swear this. As long as I draw breath, that will be my life's focus.
And in your vision, the lady stands next to a large lake, a large body of water that is familiar to you, Dunsmere Lake, and she asks if you have any questions for her before she goes back to battle.
You made mention of Dunsmere. Am I to? Did you in your time on our world? Did you follow him as well?
I work as an agent of Dunsmere to aid his cause to subvert the chaos and evil that wishes to take over the realm.
I will be honest. I've struggled with the gods of this realm. It seems that they have forsaken the people, especially in this area we are. For all that has happened, I wonder where they have gone. But if you would follow the path of Dunsmere, I would follow it too.
Dunsmere's heart is in the right place, but he has been busy with the work of subduing the world beast, the Girabolsh. In this region... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sorry.
In this region, Anam has come to reclaim his power. And his power may be greater than the power trio of Gira.
It seems right now like they are winning. If you look around, forgive me, Malay, but I feel the other two they seem to have abandoned the good people in this area. But nonetheless, if you believe in Dunsmere, I will seek his guidance in addition to honoring your allegiance and the oath that you have bestowed upon me and the powers that come with it.
The mother of Gira still looks after her children, but her duties are spread thin. That is why she has been appointing some of these responsibilities to her most powerful followers, such as Eric Earlsdotter. Brahms battles in the frigid north, and I do worry for him because if Anam was still focused on that region, that would mean that Brahms was well and alive. So I fear that perhaps something has happened to Brahms, and perhaps that is what has allowed Anam to invade this region so successfully.
It is that battle that Brahms fights which has allowed the mountain to be lifted once more.
Brahms fights to keep Anam subdued, but clearly he has failed in that respect, at least as of late. I don't know what has become of him.
I'm sure, as you know, I travel with a follower of Brahms.
Yes, and he still is able to gain power from Brahms, it seems.
Yes.
Well, then there is hope.
There seem to be many people fighting over this land, but it's the giants that have seemed to have causing the most havoc. If it pleases you, I would love your guidance in knowing this whether we focus towards this queen, this one they call the master, or the giants themselves.
Both of them wish to take the mountain. Both of them would succeed if there was not an opposition in place. There is also the one that calls himself the master of the city. He would see the city ruined and given over to death.
Hey.
You must choose which battle you fight for yourself.
Okay. I thank you, my lady, and I will carry on your good work.
Thank you. Do honor to my name. And the lady walks back into Dunsmuir Lake, disappearing below the tranquil surface. And that's where we'll take a short break here, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes to resume the game. So,
nice.
Until then.
Just gonna grab a quick drink here. I'll be right back, guys.
Reynold is an above-average height dwarf who worked in a small village as a blacksmith and was very friendly with his neighbors, making friends with whoever he could find. Despite having a simple and fulfilling life, he still felt a bit empty, like something was missing, until one day out in a nearby forest he spotted a baby orc. scavenging off of a wolf's corpse trying to find something to eat. Ranald knew what he had to do and took this abandoned baby into his home and fed him, giving him shelter and clothing him. After an extended period of time, with no one seemingly coming after this child, Ranald adopted him and gave him a new name, Dismas Hook. Ranald spent all of his time with Dismas, teaching him his trade and learning the Orcish language and having a wonderful time, but not all was well. The other villagers that Ranald had known and befriended turned their backs on him and looked at the two of them with disgust. This family of two were treated as a disease, being mocked and insulted, refused service, or met with great resistance in day-to-day life, making Dismas's early life anything but normal. Once Dismas had grown and up and matured a bit, Ranald took him on a supply run to a nearby town to get away from all of the hostilities. But once on the outskirts of the village, they were ambushed by the more radical members of the community and battle occurred. The aftermath of this battle was bloody, and there were many casualties on both sides. The only one that lived that day was the once again lonely blacksmith. With an unmarked grave and a pack full of gear and memoirs, Ranald left behind his vile village and struck out in an attempt to find a reason in all the madness and hate that encountered him.
Okay, we're back live. Welcome back. So
Welcome back.
you all have leveled up to level 3. Why don't we just briefly go over the improvements to your characters, and let's start with Durian.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Put
I'm
you on
sure
the
people will
spot
be
here.
very surprised that the barbarian gets such a short level up. I became a ancestral guardian barbarian. That's my path I took. Only thing that changed is that now when I rage, the first person I hit with an attack has disadvantage on attacking anybody but me.
Yeah.
And whenever someone gets attacked by that creature that I hit with that, not only do they have disadvantage, but the person who gets hit has resistance to all damage. It highly compels the person to just fight me, because they'll be doing very little against anyone else if they even hit. With all these other high AC people, the 18, the 19, and the 16, which I'm sure will get bumped up later.
We'll see.
You're gonna draw some aggro, is what you're saying, Bodhi?
Yeah, I'm casting a World of Warcraft taunt spell now.
Yes, bro. And you've got a crap ton of hit points.
I think this makes sense for your barbarian too, because of the ties to trying to understand what is written in this book, that was handed down to you, passed down to you by your ancestors.
Yes.
They make mention of covering yourself in tattoos. Is that something that Durian will tend towards?
I got the space. I mean, I could get some. I could get some tats. I don't know who will put them in.
I'm sure Scuzz would love to tattoo you.
Let's get some horrible tattoos done.
I mean, Cyrus already has a pretty mean tattoo.
Yeah. I got a guy.
You got a guy?
I mean,
Is he
Scuzz has
nearby
got a pretty
and
cool
with us?
tattoo as well.
It's actually Desperado that gives us tattoos. He doesn't like to talk about it, but he is the most dexterous person here.
Do you think that?
No, but I'm all about life in its
Piercing?
pure form.
I like the idea that Desperado is the one doing all the tattoos, and he's the only one that doesn't have any.
He also dislikes tattoos. He's like, I don't want to do this for you, but it's your choice. So,
when Durian calls upon his ancestral guardians, do you imagine that includes his dad or other people?
I think it's just. I think he doesn't know enough about his own family, so I think they're just like to him, like faceless, orc-shaped like ghosts at the moment. Because he doesn't really know. I mean, maybe one of them is his dad, but he doesn't know enough orcs that he's personally like fond of, or that he knows as family that will like take up those spots as they float around and do their thing.
Yeah, and he's been seeking other orcs as well.
Trying to find anybody.
Yeah. I mean, Athena's apothecary is a half orc, but
he's pretty cool.
So okay, interesting. Cyrus, what do you have going on here? Moving up to level 3.
So I finally have second level spell slots. Cha-chang. I also picked up. Yeah.
Yes.
I also picked up 2 new spells known from my slip class. We're going with Forge Cleric, so Heat Metal and Magic Weapon.
Nice.
And just because, it's thematic, I had to pick up Spiritual Weapon as well.
Not only thematic, but also a pretty baller spell.
So we're getting pretty tough, Ben. Watch out.
Clerics don't need 2 attacks, right? You get 2 attacks with spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Same thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I think it goes without saying the Forge Domain is, that's what Cyrus is all about. So I think that definitely makes sense, especially, not only that's his, his works or, his, what he does for a living, but also in the sense of following Brahms as well. So that definitely makes sense.
So I'm looking forward to using those.
Absolutely. And I imagine your spiritual weapon is a hammer.
Of course. Rom's hammer.
Very good.
It's yours.
And how about Scuzz? What changes come to Scuzz at level 3?
Level 3 is a big level up for Scuzz, actually. We got a lot of things going on. First of all, as an artificer, I don't know.
As you wish.
At level 3, I get the right tool for the job, which allows me to use a set of thieves' tools or any other artisan's tools, and I can magically create a set of artisan's tools. It takes me an hour to do it, but I can basically create any tool that I need at any point. The tools are non-magical, and they vanish when I use the feature again, so I can only have one created set of tools at a time. But just a neat little thing to have as a tinkerer. I also got my subclass at level 3. I went with the artillerist. So I got I gained proficiency in woodcarver's tools through that through the subclass. Actually, no, I already had woodcarver's tools. I got to pick a different one. Let's go with I don't know. I got to pick a different set of tools.
Okay.
But I'm proficient in like everything, all the tools at this point. I got shield and thunderwave for my artificer spells, which I had shield already because I had magic initiate for wizard. So since I now have shield with that, I've switched my magic initiate feat spell to magic missile. So I'll be carrying that into battle as well. And then the big bread and butter for the artillerist subclass is that I now get to use my eldritch cannon, where I can use my woodcarver or smith's tools to take an action to magically create a small or tiny cannon that can either fire a 15-foot cone of fire, a 120-foot ballista of force damage, or can pump out temporary hit points every round. You can only do one of those things when I set it up, so unfortunately I can't go back and forth on it. But I'll have that out there. It's got an AC of 18 and hit points equal to 5 times my artificer level. So that's gonna. Oh, and I can give it legs and it has a 15-foot move speed on turns.
I
can give it little spidery legs.
That's the perfect compliment to being a goblin, I think.
I think it's gonna.
Chaos.
I'm gonna have so much fun with this. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be absolute chaos on the battlefield.
Cool. And have you thought about which kind of cannon you lean towards, or?
Yeah, I was going to mention, and I didn't get a chance to, but just that while we were in that little lull period in the crypt or whatever, I was going to be just rummaging around and finding any like old rusty pieces of metal or old broken pieces of weaponry or scraps of leather or anything like that. And that's why I've been tinkering on and working on back there. So it's literally just like this like rusted, strapped together, really busted. Every time it fires off, it looks like it's going to explode. You know, it's just like the pieces are rattling together and everything. And it's just a very basic sort of barrel with like some like kind of spidery legs off. It's got like 4 little spindly legs that it crawls around on, and it's just on like a little swivel on the top. It's very simple. It's very basic, and it's like the leather is just like wrapped around it and like tied off in a knot, you know, kind of thing. It's very. It's not something that you want firing anything. I mean, and then it's just got some like runes and stuff crudely carved into the barrel of it.
You have a higher chance of dying from tetanus than you do the actual shot hitting you.
Yes. You have to make a saving throw to fire it.
A con save.
Well, cool. You guys have certainly become more formidable. Desperado, what changes come to your character?
Yeah. Pardon me. Yeah, so at level 3, I get my subclass, and Desperado took up the Oath of the Ancients. which is kind of an oath that's all around basically it's all kind of focused around light. So kindle the light, shelter the light, preserve your own light, and be the light. Basically, kind of, and the oath of ancients is kind of anchored around the natural world as opposed to the unnatural. So I think right now being in this crypt would be a bit of a challenge, even more so for him. And then I get a couple of pretty cool. I mean, his channel divinity it's cool, but I think it's especially cool for the campaign that we were in. The one there's channel nature's wrath, which is kind of like the ensnaring strike spell, which he also gets as a domain spell. But this one, it's basically as an action, you can cause vines to spring up and reach around a creature that's within 10 feet, and then it can choose either a strength or a dex save, which is kind of odd, but that's the way they wrote it. And then if they fail, they're restrained. But the one I'm kind of more pumped about is called It's called Turn the Faithless. It's kind of like a cleric's turn undead, but I can basically turn fiends. I think where was it? As an action, you present your holy symbol. Each fae or fiend in 30 feet of you in here must make a wisdom save, and if it failed, it's turned. So I can basically use turn undead on fae and fiends, which might come in handy, considering all the fae that we've been running into.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I have 3 spell slots, which is going to be fun.
Nice. Okay. When it comes to then the game and where you all are now, you find yourselves still in the crypt, resting. The next day has come, and is passed mostly, uneventfully. Do you guys have anything that you wish to take care of in town, maybe separate from the group? I'm just assuming that most of you are staying to guard the crypt. I don't know if any of you wish to, venture out into Riverside itself, with business to do or anything like that.
Desperado might have a little bit of a chat with Cyrus. Just tell him a little bit about some of the conversation that I had with the Red Lady in Dunsmuir Lake, and specifically her comments around Brahms. I know you guys were here, so I don't want to regurgitate what was said, but essentially just to kind of bring him up to speed in terms of her concerns that Brahms may be losing his fight with the Giants, given the strength, the hold that they're gaining. But her suspicion is that because he is still gaining favor from Brahms, that Brahms is still fighting the fight.
My friend, do not underestimate Brahms. Many have made that mistake and ended. Well, it ended terribly for them.
I mean, you and I have had these conversations, Cyrus, and you know how I feel about the gods. However, the lady did tell me that she follows in the light of and then the words that are given by Dunsmuir. So I have pledged my allegiance that I told her that I will follow in her footsteps and give penance to Dunsmuir when it sees fit as well. I'm sure you're probably a little bit surprised to hear me say that, but I mean, if she says if she believes in him, then I believe my brother Silverado also followed in Dunsmuir's footsteps. So,
my friend, tough times force us all to grow.
Anyway, yeah. I was trying to get some guidance on which path we should take. However, she wants us to pick our path. She doesn't want it to be chosen for us. I respect that.
If you're asking me for my opinion, I dislike the smell of undeath.
Well, I mean, you know how I feel about the unnatural world. That's why I didn't hesitate to end these dark beings that came.
Perhaps the necromancer needs a visit.
Yeah.
Perhaps a hammer to the head.
I mean, this Fae Queen doesn't exactly sound like she's doing good things, but I feel like if you had to pick between two, I would go go the route that you're speaking of as well. I think so.
I don't like his toys being used to hurt normal people.
Hey, let the dead sleep.
They've suffered enough.
Amen. With that, I might just go up to see the sunrise, Ben.
Sure. As you step outside on the third day of watching the crypt, I'm sorry, after the third day of watching the crypt, you see a large company of soldiers entering Riverside from across the bridge on the north end of town. Where the crypt is located, you have a fairly good view of the city of Riverside. It just kind of like sprawls out before you and below you as it does, ascend the hillside where this crypt is. And so it appears, you recognize the banners of the ATK, and it appears that they have returned.
Almost with being excited to get to leave the crypt, I might run right down and tell you all, my friends, they are back. They are back. And with any luck, maybe we can eel our other the Durian and Cyrus. Maybe we can eel you.
Oh yeah. Should we keep the bodies here or wait for them? Send someone to go get them and bring them back here and go there.
You mean of the Darklings?
I mean, I still don't want to leave these bodies alone, and I don't know if they want us to bring the villagers that have died to them, or if it would be easier for them to come to us.
I see.
If you want to go into town, I'm willing to sit here with the bodies and watch them. If anyone wants to go and.
I think last time I said I had prepared the bodies already for their ceremony, right?
You had taken measures that you saw fitting for what should be done, but it was also the wish of the families that they receive rights from a cleric of Therazessa, who is Sokel, who is out and about.
So I don't think I had performed the rites for them, but I had definitely cleaned the bodies, make sure that they were presentable, that they smelled nice.
Absolutely.
Maybe put some flowers on them to hide the scent.
What of the one that we had to strike down, Ben? That was risen during the fight.
I used the hammer. Not the hammer.
I squished the head in, blew it up.
I used the special magic item that they had let me. What is it called? The Mace of Disruption.
I mean specifically the body physically.
Little John had asked you to, not the face on these guys if they were to be resurrected. So I'm assuming you followed his guide on that. And
I'm closer to the knees and the face anyways.
Exactly. So, if you're dead, it doesn't matter if your body is crippled in that sense. So I would see no issue with the state of the bodies.
Okay, because that was the one thing I was a little worried about, but it doesn't seem to be that bad. So We're good. We're fine.
Would we have possibly done something with the bodies of the enemies that we fell inside the crypt? Perhaps we would burn them outside or something like that. I'm not sure.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they want to see them first. Show them hey, some people did come after them.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point.
I don't think I would have burnt the bodies after the last conversation we had with Skuzz.
Refresh my memory. Which one? Which conversation?
Where we had burned the goblin.
Cyrus, what are you talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
books.
So I think after that awkward conversation, I think I would be hesitant
Forgot
to
about
burn
that.
any more bodies.
Right. Kind of slipped my mind a little bit.
Well, should we go and meet the convoy? I don't like to leave anyone behind, but I understand, Durian, what you're saying around, wanting to keep an eye. It's a good time for someone to creep in as we creep out.
Look, if they think they could have killed me before, they're not getting me now.
Maybe again, Cyrus, your owl could stay and keep an eye.
Oh God, bodies. I'll send the owl if I need help.
Okay.
You'll get here a lot faster than me.
Scuzz, would you remain at the crypt or go with Desperado to send notice?
I think I'm gonna go with Desperado on this one.
Okay. I would have you guys venture into town. The ATK is, getting settled in, mostly, filling the tavern, going to their armory, and I would have Little John tell you that he will send Sokel to the crypt if you wish to wait there.
Oh. What do you think, Scuzz? Should we wait here, or should we go? There's no love lost between myself and these ATK. I understand what they're doing, but I don't like what they're doing.
Look, if you need a table, I'll kick these guys out for use.
You don't want you kicking anybody out. You ain't gotta do all that.
All right, well, so she should be around. I'll send her your way. Should be within the hour.
Yeah, okay.
Right on. While we're here, we might as well get something to eat.
Cool.
I'll get you a plate.
And while they're
still wolf stew.
While the other two are gone, Durian is just kind of sitting down, looking at the head honcho guy who is still tied up to the pillar, dead. I'll just kind of look at him eating some bread he has in his pack. Looks over to Cyrus. What is he doing?
I'm putting back my blessing on my armor, so your blessing on the weapon is gone.
I frown a little bit. Okay.
You two are staying back, right? You guys are staying in the crypt. Me and Scuzz and I are going. Cool.
Yeah.
For now, I have a magic weapon. I will figure out the enchantment part eventually.
So, Cyrus, you and I, we're cursed now, right? It's kind of like our thing. We're bonded together in such a way that no one else will understand.
Blood brothers, in a way.
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it because it felt like a little weird because I'm way taller than you.
I mean, when you're standing, we can change that anytime.
You're gonna break my knees? What? What's wrong with you? Anyway, I just want to ask. And I kind of lean down and I get in close. Who's your tattoo guy? Who did him?
You're looking at him, my friend.
Ooh, you did. Ooh, I may have to commission some work for you. I'm still drafting some ideas, and you look down, and he's got his little notebook that he's just scribbling in. I got some not great drawings, but I got some in there, and I'm kind of thinking up of something. I got all of this, and I point towards my chest that is just fully uncovered by any clothing whatsoever to work with, and it feels kind of just like a waste just for it to sit there.
It's a large canvas.
It's a big canvas, yes. And I won't pass out during it either.
I'll hold you to that.
But yeah, I may come to you for some tattoos, sometimes. And also, I hate to keep bringing it back up, but can you do anything about this warm rock? I don't care who, you or Scuzz. Just do something like make it not hot all the time. Don't destroy it. I don't want to throw it away either, but like a box, just like a box of something, you know?
I'll take it from him.
Like lead. I give it.
How big is this?
3-inch. It's a 3-inch cube.
Okay, I think I can make something out of it. I can definitely like create a box that encases this thing inside of it, with like, right, with like some kind of like door or something like that.
Yeah, just like something I can like open, and then make it hot and then close.
The thing
and
is,
not hot.
This is a magic item.
Yes.
So I'm like hesitant to say like, would it work if it's behind total cover?
Guess you need a reminder of what this thing does exactly.
Because I'm thinking like basically a microwave.
Generates enough dry heat to keep the temperature within 15 feet of it at 95 degrees Fahrenheit of dry heat. So I don't know if a box would fully enclosing it would do anything. If it would just like get out anyway, or if it will just could be contained.
It gives off the heat, but it itself is not hot to touch.
Is a cube of brimstone.
Basically, a hot Rubik's cube.
Yes, a hot Rubik's cube.
Because I'm thinking about it like in terms of like a fireball will be like blocked off by full cover, right? But I don't know if like just heat will.
Little physics question for Ben here.
I think you would need something of the right material to contain the heat if you wish to. As you guys discuss
what's possible,
the mechanics of this magical.
I think I know a guy who might be pretty useful in this endeavor.
Is he small and green?
He's small and green.
God damn it.
I would have as Desperado and Scuzz dine at the Black Onyx, a woman walks through the door. She is tall for an elf. She wears a robe that has been patched and repaired many times with many different fabrics, and the sleeves and hems of this robe are tattered and dirty with the dust of travel. She approaches the bar and says, where the two of you would be seated or standing. Little John, I heard of the conflict when I was gone. Now, I have work to do. I'm quite tired. Will you please tell me where are the bodies? And Little John says, these are the two you want to talk to. They'll take you there. And introduces you, Scuzz and Desperado. Scuzz, Desperado, this is Sokel.
Yes, ma'am. You the cleric that we're looking for? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. We've got a few things. We got some bodies that need some dealing with, and I got a couple of friends of ours that are over there with them still that got a little torn up with some damage that maybe you could hopefully take a look at, see if you can help them out with that a little bit too. Huh? I mean, would that be okay?
Of course.
Wonderful.
Hey,
Listen,
I told these guys you'd give them 100 gold too for keeping watch. So, yeah. Oh well, I suppose I can arrange that.
Well,
And while Scuzz was speaking with her briefly there, Ben, I'd like to use my divine sense, just to see if I can pick up any bad smells from her.
Stinky.
In terms of like, again, detect celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
She appears to be an elf. Doesn't have any of that magic around her.
Okay, cool. Oh, you said she's an elf? I'm sorry. I wrote down human for some reason.
Yes, she's an elf.
Oh, nice.
If you wouldn't mind, I am quite tired from my trip, so I would see to this bit of business that we have.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, of course.
We would happily escort you, milady.
Sooner the better. Yeah, let's make a for it.
And
We'll
I would
head
have
out.
Sorry, go ahead, discuss.
No, I was just gonna say we'll head out, and on my way out, I'm gonna snag a roll off of some random guy's plate.
Make a sleight of hand check.
I love this guy.
Just want to try it out, you know? He just got it.
New toy. Watch me roll a 1.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What have we done?
That's a 28. Look what you did, Ben.
Did you steal his like shirt too?
No, just on the way out. I just because I'm short, so I just grab the roll off the table and I just keep going in the meeting.
And Sokel doesn't seem to notice either, much less the patron that you've taken this food from. So she accompanies you across town. Again, the town is filling up with soldiers from the ATK. They appear tired, weary from their trip. And she would follow you to the crypt where no doubt Durian and Cyrus are discussing this new project, this new hot box, so to speak.
Oh, yes. The hot box.
The hot box. We will make a killing.
Well, you've done well. You said that there was a bit of trouble, though, while you kept watch for me. Is that right, Scuzz?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, a little bit of trouble. It was a little bit of a rough night. First night, had a few fellas come in and try to wake up the patrons here, as it were. But we dealt with it. It was. I'm not to say that it was easy. It was rough. It was dangerous. But we're here. We made it.
Who was it? What happened?
It was what was the guy's name? Yeah, the Darklings. Yeah. And it was a whole slew of them, right? Wasn't there like 12 of them that came in that we had to fight off or something?
I believe there was 4.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was just 4. Thanks, Desperado. It's very helpful. Yeah, it's 4, but oof, boy, they fought like 12. That's why I said that.
No doubt. These are devious fey creatures. Did they say anything regarding their intent?
Yeah, they said they was looking to hunt people for sport or something, and they didn't have any. They didn't want to take too many alive people, so they was taking some dead ones to leave a breeding population. I guess I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I see.
Take my hat up when we're talking to her, Ben. And, I'll mention a little bit of what we discussed in terms of they seem to be in service of this queen, this Lady Jude, but then they also were kind of like, doing some necromancy type of work, which seemed, and they mentioned the master. So it seemed like they were kind of working for both of them, really.
Yes, they have an arrangement, and Lady Jude helps to stock the master's army with the forces of undead. That is troubling.
Did you encounter any of these people on your travels?
Yes, we did. And it seems as though in Newport the people there have even made a deal with death. They have turned their backs on the mother. They deliver their dead to preserve themselves. A scourge and a pestilence moves through the people there. Besides those who are killed by the giants and the fairies, the spirit of death. Those who still live have given up. They move the dead out on wooden carts and leave them in the frigid wood to be taken. They've abandoned the mother, abandoned hope.
Do we know it? Is she's a cleric in the service of Therzessa?
Yes. I went to tend to the people there, but not only that. We were investigating rumors. I think in some way it might be connected to what happened here. We were investigating rumors about Commander Hawkins. We heard that he had been smuggled away, perhaps to be game for the queen. Much like you said, she likes to hunt, and she prefers game that is able to fight. We suspected that, well, there's a fighting ring there underground, and they bring those who are able to fight there for game and sport before they send the winners to the Queen of Air and Darkness. At least that is what we suspect. And I've been working closely with the ATK because we think that, well, you seem to have loyalties to higher powers as well, so I do not fear to share this with you, but I think that Little John is connected to this fighting ring.
Interesting.
I'm afraid
he does have a
something
fighting ring of his own.
Yes. His is all, on the level, I think they're saying, but I think that he might also be affiliated with this other one. I would be most curious to find out what happened to Commander Hawkins. It would be devastating if the Queen were allowed to take such a victory, that she could simply hunt him as sport and game.
Might be worthwhile also to just mention books and the goblins that were trying to steal the books from the magic shops in town.
I heard of the attack.
I don't
on
know
the
what
town.
they would be looking for. Would you know why they what sort of information could be hidden that they might look to gain from?
Well, I know that they are feeding the armies of the Master with the dead of our people. But from what I heard, Books had his eyes set on magical tombs at Bajildor's, but with your bravery and planning and cunning, they were driven off and there were only these minor casualties. Or rather,
it seems like
minimal casualties.
It would seem like the town would be, I don't know, safe is the word, but safe from these attacks for a time. But I feel as soon as the ATK were to move on, that they would return.
Yes, I had told Ramiro it was a fool's errand to pull the entire army from the city, but he is not as wise as Commander Hawkins or as thoughtful.
This Commander Hawkins, is he trustworthy? Have you met him?
Kevin? Yes, of course. As far as I know, everybody seems to like Kevin.
And he's gone missing, or is been taken by this queen that you mentioned?
Yes, I think he was taken to this fighting ring in Newport. Again, that is what we were truly there for. Tending to the people is always a priority, but he is something of a beacon of hope in his own right. I wonder, it seemed as though the two of you had a good relationship with Little John. She gestures to Scuzz and Desperado. Maybe you could find out something about this, the fighting ring and where it is.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually. Yeah, we have gained some measure of favor with him.
Yeah, I suppose we could probably ask him a few questions. Not be too weird about it.
He is likable enough, but I fear that there might be more to him than that.
Well, suppose we'll find out.
I'll be honest, what you said about him being associated with these fighting rings surprised me. He didn't seem to be that of that sort. it seemed just coincidentally he had his own fighting ring, but now that you say that, it does give me pause.
I can't think of any other leads to pursue. We went there and it was such a bleak place of desperation. We were not able to come up with any information even over the 3 days that we were there. So we came back rather early in this morning. We encountered giants. We fought zombies. It has been terrible. A terrible outing.
And you say there you were at Newport?
Yes. Newport is one of the very few places that still stands under watch of people. The giants have not fully been able to conquer it yet. I suspect the fairies they protected in some way for their own sick games. Again, the people in Newport, they are giving their dead over to the fairies, to the master.
And they allowed you to leave.
They did, but we had to fight on more than one occasion. We had such a force with us. I don't know that they could have stood against us in the open. Again, their ways are ways of ambush and deceit. You know, they waited for the army to leave the city before attacking. They tried to infiltrate this crypt when it was guarded by just a handful of you.
Are there more of these? And I'll gesture to the fallen the creatures that we fell. More of these in Newport. They are the citizenry there, or
no? The people there are like you and me and Cyrus, but
and me.
Not so much, Skuz.
Oh.
But, and it is actually ones like you who sometimes come to take them in the night. But it is the fairies who are taking their dead. And the people there, the normal people like us, delivering them to them. Perhaps to keep them at bay. They might fear that they will be attacked outright. I don't know.
Right. They give the dead to spare themselves.
They are hopeless.
Unfortunate, but I can understand where they're coming from. It's self-preservation, right? They're in a difficult spot. You know, they're this master. There's the giants. They just want to live.
Yes, it was such a place of terror. We had to leave.
Oh.
Listen, I can pay you. The church has deep pockets. If you can find information about Kevin, be it from Little John, if you can find Kevin even better, I would gladly pay you.
Oh, yeah, I think we could, see what we could do about that. Did you get a chance to look at our friends weird Splinas, by the way?
Let me see. What is... And she examines you, Cyrus and Durian. This is a festering wound like I have not seen before.
Kinda blew up into my chest. They sprouted little legs and they burrowed into it. It was weird.
What was this? A magic stone that you broke?
It was like a hard but squishy strawberry, about like this big. And you squeeze it and blood comes out of your hand and it drips onto something and then it wakes it up.
Oh.
And I point to Cyrus, using that mace made for undead things, where it went whoa, and he hit it and a bunch of blood went out everywhere and then kind of blew up. And it hit me and him.
This is a stone of reawakening, no doubt created by the master himself. If it possesses this power even after it has been destroyed, to treat this we need a rare mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yes.
I like mushrooms. I've picked a few in my day. Where are the mushroom?
We will need... I think you had better talk to Athena.
Okay.
Deliver her this note. And she scrawls on a piece of cloth that she rips from her own garment. And perhaps Athena will know where to find these. I do not know, but I know what we need.
Do we come back to you with the mushroom afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will perform a ritual, and we should be able to take care of this. But beware, you will be weakened as you exert your energy.
Do you know if they're like near here, the mushrooms?
They tend to grow in a very humid climate, so...
I look at my rock that makes it dry heat. Oh no.
I would guess, I would search the
Wrong
river
kind of
or the sea, but I'm sure that Athena would have better knowledge of this. She knows where to find good materials.
Well, I mean, I'm quick. Maybe I should just run up to Athena. If I can.
Of course.
I'll go talk to her. Yeah.
All right.
I'll take the note and take off.
Okay.
Thank you, by the way. I know you've just been back from a big journey and you're still spending some time talking to us about our problems, and I know you're probably very tired. I'll help you carry as many of these bodies as you want. What do you want to do with the bad guys?
Well, we should cast them into the river to be judged by the mother. They deserve no rights, no right of passage. But Cyrus, you're a man of Brahms, I am a woman of Therazessa, and...
It'll never work.
Too different, you and I.
Well, no.
Yeah, you're too short.
I was going to say, it must be fate that brought us together, and we must work together.
Then it would bring you comfort to know that I have taken an oath in service of Dunsmuir. So between the three of us, we complete the triad.
Very
and
good.
I'm here.
It looks as though these bodies have been tended to. I guess that is your handiwork, Cyrus.
Yes.
If you would help me, I will perform a ritual, and we will give safe passage to all of these so that they will be judged fairly by Eric Earlsdottir. And so she looks to you to aid in the ceremony to prepare them, and requests Durian that you simply take the Fey creatures who attacked and take them to the river.
Just dump them. Oh hell yeah! All right.
I'll help you, Durian, because I don't want you to overexert yourself, my friend. You know, you don't need to hurt yourself unnecessarily from this curse.
It's fine. I could carry a lot.
Just bleeds a little.
Yeah,
more.
I know, but the exerting of is what aggravates this curse that you're under.
Yes, Durian, listen to your friend.
I'm a big, strong orc. I don't need any help.
I will need to make a few extra trips than you might make, but nonetheless, it will be better for you if I do this work. You can just watch my back. There'll be plenty of times for you to do the heavy lifting. Please, at this point, let me do that.
I pick up one of the small guys. I could carry all three of them, and I walk up the stairs.
Scuzz, you visit Athena, and she is pleased to see you, of course, after the help that you have rendered her. And she explains that these mushrooms are like truffles, but they grow near the sea, and they grow underground in caves. I know that there is a cave near Newport, but the trick is that these are sentient mushrooms. At least Many of them are. They have an intelligence, a community to them. So, to save your friends, you may need to, unfortunately, take their lives, the lives of these truffles.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let me draw you a map from what I remember.
Sure, yeah.
And
I have to kill you. Yep.
He's like, how many? Like 100?
I mean, I was probably gonna do that anyway.
you must harvest this component very carefully, Scuzz.
Oh, I'm graceful. I'm very careful.
She looks at your adornments and what you carry. Well, okay, I hope that you can maybe defer to Desperado on this, but yes, I will tell you where they are, and it will take some time to harvest what you need from them. So, like I said, please be careful, Scuzz. And I would have
Rest
her...
assured, very careful.
I would have her give you a map of the city that is slightly outdated. It shows that the mountain is still planted in the ground, but most of the settlements there are in the same location. And she,
it's just orange groves over here with that new subdivision's at, though. This isn't this is a few years older. Okay.
Yes, it'll do, though. And she marks the map where she believes where she remembers this cave to be.
Right.
And I assume you would all come back together.
Yeah. I'll group back up before I head off to some cave by myself.
Okay.
I'm a little guy.
And that's where we'll end the adventure for this evening. A new path has been set forth, something of a mission, perhaps, to take care of whatever curse this might be upon you.
Curse be upon you.
Good games, and we'll be back on the 20th to continue this adventure. That's Monday. We'll try to go live at 6:30. I don't know.
No, we're not doing. We're doing. Are we doing like?
That's right. That's right.
It's
stop the presses.
Was it Wednesday that week that we decided on?
Make sure you edit that out.
Yeah.
I don't think we decided on a day, so it will be a different day next week. Okay, so we're not going to go
it's
live
my fault, guys.
on Monday at 6:30 just yet.
Of
But yeah, I'll
but like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that, probably. We'll still at some point that week.
Yeah, we will have a game next week. We'll determine when that is, and until next time, the adventure continues.
Nice. GG's, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching.
Still alive.